Hey guys. Welcome back to a new episode of Okay, I Said Too Much podcast. Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Okay, I Said Too Much podcast. I'm going to be completely honest with y'all. If this mic falls during this recording, I am so sorry. It is holding on by a thread. Like, it is really acting real bougie today. Like, it didn't want to come to work, but it's got to get together. Like, I had just recorded, like, I had gotten like a minute in and my friend called me. And so I stopped recording, of course, hit the play button. And I don't know why lately my audio has been sounding like I be screaming into this mic, and I really don't be. So I'm trying to fix that. Y'all just pray and wish one day that I make lots of money and then someone else can handle all the back end of my audio, okay? Just pray that. But until then, let's jump right into our weekly update. This is going to be a really good episode. I've been dying to do this episode, so I am recording a little bit late, so this episode will probably go up late because I've just been collecting the tea. I feel like I have been collecting the tea. I have just been taking notes. I don't even have anything like written down for this episode. Like, I literally was like, I'm just going to talk about current events and what's been going on. Not current events. That sounds so like high school social studies. More like I just want to talk about like pop culture. I feel like things have really been happening and I just wanted to talk about it. So that's what we're doing today. I'm in the closet again, another closet recording. But y'all, I'm recording video clips, and when I tell you the closet recording background kind of eats, the lighting in here is like surprisingly good. I think it's because I have my tripod light that's really cold, but the actual light in this room is really warm. So it's just creating a perfect balance. Y'all will see the reels or the TikToks, whatever way you follow me, you will see it. I also am going to be honest, the editing is probably going to be really light on this episode. So you're going to have to hear my breaths. All the ums and ahs should be like edited out of it, but we'll see. Okay. Let's just jump right into the weekly update. What has been going on this week? Did I post an episode last week? Yes, I did. That is so bad when I got to sit and think about that, but I really just didn't know. I did post an episode last week. What has been going on? What's been going on in my life? I have no idea. Do I not have a weekly update? Y'all, when I tell you this is the type of shit that plays in my head all the time, like I just be... Okay, this is funny. I was talking to my sister today, and if you know me, you know, like I always say, like it's just no thoughts, just vibes. Like I don't really know what's going on in my head up there sometimes. Like I just be in a different world, different place. Like it's like I can physically turn my brain off, and I don't think that's normal. Like my sister's the complete opposite. Like her brain's always going 1,000 miles per minute, but me, I can literally turn my brain off to where if you start talking to me, I literally have to take 2 seconds, turn it back on, and then be like, oh, what did you say? Because like when I tell you nothing was moving up there, nothing at all. It's like the little people inside my brain take naps and I just have to deal with it, you know? And so today I was driving and I was like looking at the yellow light and I was like, I should stop. That's a yellow light. And it was like my brain took so long to turn back on to like stop that I accidentally ran it. And it wasn't like it had been red for a minute and I ran it. Like it was just a close call yellow light. And so I'm talking to my sister about it and I'm like, I know everyone talks about like, oh, like my like to be neurotypical, like my mind goes 1,000,000 miles per minute. I would love to just be able to turn my brain off. I think the level in which I can turn my brain off is not normal. It's just not normal. Like I should not be able to stop the noise so well. Like there should be a level of consciousness sometimes that's just not there. So I don't think that's healthy. I don't think that's good for me. Like if you're a medical doctor and you're somehow listening to this, do I have a problem? Maybe don't answer that. Fun fact, not so fun fact, I guess. My niece is autistic. She's like on the spectrum. She's in like speech therapy, occupational therapy, all that cool stuff. Cool. My sister and my mom will always be like, oh, you used to do that when you were younger. Oh, like, oh, she does the same thing you did when you were younger. What are you bitches trying to say? What are y'all trying to say? I'm not calling my mom a bitch. It's just a saying. Like, that's what we say. Just in case Lisa is listening to this, I'm not calling you a bitch. I'm just using slang. But I'd be like, what y'all trying to say? Are you trying to tell me I'm autistic? Because y'all should have got that checked out years ago. Okay? Like, I'm so glad me and my wonderful, beautiful beanie baby of a child have so many things in common. But what are you trying to say? Yeah. I just need to know, what are you trying to say? But yeah, what else has been going on? We're still boycotting Starbucks. I bought something from Old Navy the other day, and that is on the boycott list. Another piece of information about the boycott list: if you are looking for brands to boycott, it's best to look up the B as in boy, D as in Deidre, S movement, boycotts, and go to their list. Because there's just no way you're going to be able to boycott every single fucking brand. Like, people will be like, boycott L'Oreal. Do y'all know how many brands L'Oreal owns? Or they'll be like, boycott Estee Lauder. Do you know how many brands Estee Lauder owns? It's a lot, and you would never be able to boycott everything. But like they say, like, what's a good one? To not buy, like, so basically, like, there's people on the BDS movement boycotts that don't necessarily support Israel, but they have the power and the access to kind of help, and they're not. So like, Amazon's one of them. So you don't necessarily need to boycott Amazon, but not buying from Amazon right now would help put pressure on them to call for a ceasefire, because if Jeff fucking Bezos would be calling for a ceasefire. If you want a little bit of good news, if you have been following along, you want a good news, all the Brazilian Palestinians that were able to evacuate because Brazil was like, I'm coming to get my people, they successfully evacuated and were brought home. So that is a little good news. It was so heartwarming to see these people feel safe and, you know, kind of get a little bit of normalcy back for them. There's a beautiful video of the president of Brazil welcoming them home. So if you want a little good news for all the terrible things that are going on right now, that is a great video to look up. I watched it today, and it gave me the warm and fuzzies. And then I made a TikTok video about this, but I definitely want to say here, because I do know a lot of Black and brown and women in general watch and listen to my podcast. And I just want to say this: if you feel like you need to take a minute and put your phone down, scroll past all the TikToks, everything about it, then just do that. Like, I feel like we start to feel bad because we do have a level of normalcy in our lives that a lot of people in a lot of places do not have right now. And so we're like, oh, well, I need to watch the videos. I have to share this. I have to repost this. I have to do this. You don't necessarily need to be doing all of those things. And sometimes you need to take a break. So I did my hair on Friday. I literally started my hair at like 6 p.m. And when I tell you, I really was not on my phone scrolling through TikTok and Twitter and all that until like 12. It was so good. It was so good for my mental health. And then I finished my hair on Saturday. And so that was quite a few hours too as well. And when I tell you, I just felt so just mentally refreshed after all of that. So don't feel bad doing that. Like, don't feel bad taking the time and being like, I need a break from the content. Okay, I need a break from it. Even I was like, maybe I need to stop reposting videos, because my reposts go on like other people who follow me's like For You page. So I'm like, maybe I need to slow down reposting, so if people who are following me can like get a break too. But I'm not good at like putting my thoughts into words. And so I never once sat down and was like, let me make a dedicated video to what's going on. I, of course, made a dedicated, said something about it on the podcast, but I am just not the best with words. And so I felt like the more I could share, the more I could repost, the more I could like and comment to boost other people's content, the better I was doing, because I just did not know how to formulate words for what was going on. But then I was like, you know what? I need a break. I need a break. The world is doom and gloom. And I was starting to feel doomy and gloomy. And I need to break. I needed to take a second for myself. I have been successfully boycotting Starbucks, all the good stuff, you know. So I'm like, I just need a break. So don't get mad at me. Please. I just need 2 seconds to not look at the most terrible images of children and people going through what they're going through. And yeah, so I'm just here to say, like, if you need that break, take that break for yourself. Like, I personally think that the people of Palestine would want, and people of Congo too, would want us to potentially, like, kind of like save our mental health to help us further help them. Because if we get burnt out and don't continue to keep fighting because we just got so burnt out, then their voices are going to go unheard, because we are their voices right now. So if you need to take a minute to just like check yourself and be like, I cannot watch another horrible video of what's going on, take that minute, because then that will help extend it longer for you. If you get burnt out now and then just cut yourself off from it, then we are not being their voice, and they need us more than anything right now to be their voice. So yeah, that is my spiel. But we don't have a trending topic today, because everything I'm going to talk about is a trending topic. So I don't need like a trending topic. So we're just going to get right into the meat and potatoes of this episode. I had to come out swinging with this first topic, okay? Because I have talked about them previously on the podcast. So I had to address it. You should know what I'm about to say. Keke Palmer and her dusty, rusty baby daddy. I'm not saying his name because his name does not deserve to be muttered on this damn podcast, okay? I don't want to be like, I've been in an abusive relationship, so I can spot abusive relationship from a mile away. I'm not saying that. No. But what did I say on my podcast? Let's rewind. Let's roll the tape. Okay. I said a man does stuff like that to you to see how far he can push you. Okay. Insecure men will never be happy with anything. You're always going to be wondering what the line is for their anger while they're upset. Okay. I'm ranting and I haven't even told you guys what's going on, because some of you might not know. So basically, a couple of days ago, this is another reason why I waited later to record, because I wanted to see if she would be granted full custody, which she was. So a couple of days ago, Keke Palmer filed for full custody of her son again in a restraining order against her baby daddy, saying that it was basically being abusive. I'm not going to go into the details because the details can be triggering for some people out there. So I'm not going to go into all that. But basically, she was saying that he did terrible things in front of their child. And yeah, she just wanted full custody, which is completely understandable. She was granted full custody. And then the videos came out. And so it's plain as day. Like, it's on video. There's video evidence of him abusing her and hurting her. Okay. And so the thing that always gets me, I don't know why men do this fucking bullshit. So, you know, she was granted full custody, and I don't know why he does this, because he knows Twitter is not his safe place. Like, people on Twitter do not like him. So why are you posting this stupid ass picture of you and your son talking about, I love you, son, I'll see you soon? You are a woman beater. Okay? What? Take the picture of him off. Take it down. Delete it right now. You're about to piss me off. Okay? And he went into full victim mode. And you know, wherever there is an ain't shit baby daddy, there is an ain't shit mama defending her son to the fucking death. So, because Keke Palmer's mom got online and was like, yeah, that man is terrible. And I saw the things he was doing to my daughter, and I'm not going to accept that. Like, no, like, he is a terrible person. You could have basically taken what she said as a threat, but I'm sorry. If your son beats my daughter, yeah, I'm threatening you, and you better hope she don't have a loving father at home, okay? Because my dad always says this: I will sit in jail with a smile on my face for the rest of my life if someone were to hurt my daughters. So you better be glad. You better hope I don't got a loving father at the house, because he's coming for you, okay? Like, I'm sorry. I feel like moms, we're gonna get into some shit here. Y'all can hate me for saying this if you want. Moms be on the biggest bullshit when it comes to their sons. Your son can do wrong and probably will do wrong against women. You need to be there to check him, okay? You need to be there to check your child and be like, what the fuck are you fucking doing, bro? Like, why are you enabling him? She was basically like, I heard you said something about my child, and just know, like, that, like, I don't know. She was on some fucking mom loves her son's bullshit. And I just feel like as a mom and as a boy mom, the power it would to be like, no, what you did was unacceptable. Your broke ass ain't moving back into my house. Okay, you better go stay with somebody else. And I'm going to rally behind this person, rally behind my grandson who has gone through what he's gone through. And you're a piece of shit, and I did not raise you like that. Like, if my son was hitting someone, I'm publicly beating his ass, okay? I'm publicly hurting him. I'm throwing your clothes on the lawn, and you gotta get the fuck up out of here, because it don't make no sense how y'all just cuddle and coddle these dudes that end up being abusive as fuck, okay? It just does not make any sense. So yeah, she got full custody, which I'm glad about. It just breaks my heart because we saw a glimpse of that. What he did in the Usher situation is a glimpse of what she was living with, okay? And people were trying to be like, oh, well, she was doing a lot, bro. She was probably trying to get him to fucking leave. Like, please leave. You're crazy as hell. And I saw a lot of people rallying behind this dude and being like, no, he's right. Like, why are you doing all that? And you got a man. And then y'all saw a glimpse of his abusive ass, because that's what abusive men do. He wanted to publicly shame her because he got some sick ass fucking gratification out of that. Because I think what y'all forget, and I think I've said this before a lot, it's one thing to do something to me, it's another to know that I'm going to be battling that in the public eye in front of everybody. Now you have me looking crazy in front of all these people, because you know I have a public eye on me, and I just, like, that is like a level of disrespect that I cannot deal with. You didn't have to take our relationship shit to Twitter. Twitter, of all places. Twitter is the lowest, darkest depths of the internet that is not the dark web, okay? Like, no, do not bring our shit to Twitter. Like, that's the last thing I want you to do, is bring our shit to Twitter. And you brought the fucking Twitter. Baby, when I tell you... Yeah, so I think all we can do is pray and hope for the best and hope that she heals. And yeah, just, you know, leave these ain't shit men alone, okay? Men will show you the first time. You know what I did want to talk about today? And this is so off topic. Well, it's not really off topic. This is like big on Twitter right now. So there's a creator called Woe Kinsey, and she was dating some football players. She's one of those, like, she got BBL. She date athletes, okay? She date rich men. So she was dating, people are saying it's some dude from the Raiders. I think his name is Josh Jackson. I don't know. It was some dude from the Raiders. Apparently, I'm saying quotations, allegedly, I don't know. But she was dating some dude. Basically, they had been talking for like a year prior. And I remember seeing TikToks about it. Did I tell you the creator? The creator's Woe Kinsey. I think her account got banned today. I was literally watching her TikTok as her account was getting banned today. But because I went to swipe left to look at her TikTok page, and it just said account banned. So she basically had started talking to him a year ago. He did something super disrespectful, and she cut him off like 3 months. And I remember that because I remember her making TikToks about like, oh, he did this and this and this. Like, I'm not talking to this man anymore. Well, I guess I don't even think she went into detail, but I do remember her talking about like he did something to disrespect her. So they stopped talking. And so 3 months after that, they start talking again. And I guess it was like better this time. He was showering her. He was with gifts. He was doing what he needed to do. Blase, blase. They all at some point, I guess. Broken clocks right 2 times a day. So I guess they start dating again. And he had like asked her to move in. It was just all this shit. Like when I was listening to this, I was like, I've already sensed like 7 red flags. And you ain't even got to the part where he had you fucked up yet. But basically, he like moved her in. He was like, you don't have to work. She used to do OnlyFans. He was like, close to OnlyFans site. And then I'll put you on my payroll as an assistant and pay you that way. And you can just like run errands for me and like style me for games. Because you know how they do the walkout and they'll be dressed really nice. So she was styling him for games. Blase, blase. So she was doing all that. I think my number one red flag is that he had already disrespected you once enough to stop talking to him. So why was there a next? Like, just, I get spinning the block going back, but like, I remember those TikToks so clearly, and she was so adamant about how badly he had disrespected her the first time. So I'm like, I don't even understand. Like, when I thought she was dating someone new, I thought it was a completely different dude because I had remembered that. And I was like, oh, I'm happy she found someone new. Y'all, she moves in and she was like, I moved in so much stuff. Like, my Jeep was packed full of stuff that I moved into his house. And she had like just gotten a new place too back in the summertime. And she was like, so I was trying to find a sublease for my place. Like, I moved in so much stuff. I basically should have probably got a U-Haul. And he lived in Las Vegas. And so she would make trips back and forth to Los Angeles. And she was basically like, that's when shit started acting weird, as I would go on these trips. Well, I think what really started it was a trip for her birthday. She went back home for her birthday, or her mom's birthday, one of the two. And then she was like, the communication was slipping. Well, there's your answer, babe. But she was like, you know, I was getting gaslit every time I said like, oh, something's going on. He'd be like, you're crazy. Like, you're just trying to like make me out to be the bad guy. Da, da, da. Well, at first, when they first started talking, he had 4 kids. Then it turned into 5 kids. Then it turned into 6 kids. Now she doesn't know how many kids it is. And it was so crazy because I looked at this Josh dude from the Las Vegas Raiders, I think. Yeah, I don't know sports. Okay, I do not know sports. But it had came out, it was like back in 2022 or 2021 where it was like a big deal on TikTok about this dude having a bunch of kids. That wasn't a red flag to you? You didn't look this man up on TikTok? You didn't see the TikToks about him having 8 kids? They said that man was 23. So I think this had been 2 years ago, because she's 26 now. And so that would make sense. He's 25. This man was 23 and they were trying to say he had 8 kids. Okay. And that didn't sound like a fucking red flag to you. But I digress. And so basically, one weekend, she's supposed to be out in LA and she's like, nah, fuck that shit. I'm coming home because the communication isn't good. She got a tag on her car that gets her in the gate. Okay. So she takes a 4-hour drive home. She gets in the gate. She walks in the house. She's like, everything seems copacetic. Everything seems cool until she walks into her bedroom and some bitch is sitting on her bed kicking her feet like she a little happy toddler playing a video game or something. And she was like, what are you doing in my house? Y'all know that TikTok? And it's like, who are you? Who are you? I'm the owner of this house. That's basically what happened to her. I'm sick laughing. I'm not laughing at what happened to her. Okay. I'm laughing at me thinking about that TikTok. Okay. But she is like, oh, you didn't see all the clothes in the closet for a lady who lives here? And she was like, oh, he told me the closet door was broken and not to open it so I don't injure myself. You a clown, because a nigga telling me that, I would have been like, open the damn closet. If a man looked me dead in my face and was like, yeah, the closet door is broken, so don't touch it because I don't want you to hurt yourself. You live in $1 million home. What you mean the closet door is broken? I'm waiting for that man to leave and I'm opening that closet. You're crazy. Like, y'all, okay, PSA for girls who talk to athletes, all that. If it seems too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. Why would you listen to a man who lived in $1 million home, even if he lived not even $1 million home, but hundreds of thousands of dollars? He played for a professional football team, and he's like, the closet door is broken. Don't open it because I don't want you to hurt yourself. Why would you believe that? Why does that sound like a believable lie to y'all? I need to know, okay? And so basically, Kenzie is like, no, bitch, that's not it. And she was like, yeah, the girl that she walked in on was like, yeah, he told me he wants me to have his baby last night. So we like had sex and like didn't use protection. Now, this stupid bitch, Kenzie, goes to her nightstand and pulls out multiple pregnancy tests talking about like, yeah, we've been actively trying for a baby. Like I have endometriosis. So we've been like, you know, trying to go to doctors and da-da-da. One, why did you tell this bitch all this? Y'all, I'm not laughing at her. Just know I'm not laughing at her. I'm laughing at the situation. Because I'm thinking about what I would have done in that situation and hands would have been thrown. One, why you got your feet kicked up on my bed giggling and hee hee ha ha while this dude's gone? Get the fuck out my house. Actually, no, wait, I'ma leave. Like, I just feel like I wouldn't have sat there and had that whole conversation with that girl. She showed this girl pregnancy tests that were in her nightstand. Why are you showing a stranger in your home that is fucking your man pregnancy test? Girl, get your shit and fucking leave. You got your own house in LA. Get your shit and leave. I was thinking this, when a man shows you the first red flag, just leave at the first red flag, y'all. I promise you, the red flags aren't going to get, like, they're not going to suddenly turn into orange, yellow, then green. If you see a red flag at the beginning, just leave at the beginning. I know it's easier said than done. I know. But I feel like every day people get on TikTok and tell these stories of these terrible breakups. And by the time they get to the offense that prompted the breakup, I've already heard 27 red flags. Okay? Like, I already heard all the red flags that you told me at the beginning, and I get it. I was in a terrible relationship once too, but I will never again because I'm leaving at the first red flag. Okay, I'm leaving at the first red flag. So I don't know, y'all. Child, get the football. Like, one, if I'm dating a football player and every time I leave the state, he suddenly don't know how to text, don't know how to phone call, I'm not moving in, and I'm not trying to have that man's baby. You out your mind. Out of your fucking mind, okay? So yeah, let's get into some more craziness. Something else I wanted to talk about today, DJ Academics and Saucy Santana. Y'all, the girls is fighting. So basically, hold on, my mic might not be in the right. So basically what happened was DJ Academics was talking about Young Miami because all he's ever brave enough to do is talk about women. So he had made comments about Young Miami. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I don't know what he said about her. He talks about women like he said shit about Glorilla, Sexy Red, Meg Thee Stallion. He was one of the people who like didn't believe Meg Thee Stallion's story when she talked about getting shot. Like, he is known for talking poorly about women. Like, that's his thing. That's his shtick, okay? And so basically, Saucy Santana was like, if you want to talk about someone, talk about a man. Like, you never attack men. You never say something. Like, if a man start attacking you, you throw your hands up. You don't want to talk about it. But you have all this smoke for women, but has some smoke for me. Like, he was basically like, Young Miami got a fucking Halloween party in Miami. Come through. Like, come through. Since you always got so much to say, come through. And of course, okay. Actually, pause. I'm going to say this. Saucy Santana did say something crazy. I'm not repeating it on my podcast, but he did say something crazy to that man. But I get it because, like, sometimes, like, when you just get so worked up, I get what he was getting at, but it was fucked up and he shouldn't have said it. And so, this is the insane part. DJ Academics gets on, like, a Twitch stream or whatever. He's on there with his friends. This man started crying. He starts crying, talking about, I can't say what I really want to say because y'all cancel me for being homophobic. Like, I can't come at that man because y'all gonna cancel me. So you're meaning to tell me as a grown man, you can't not say something homophobic to come at another grown man, because all you had to say was like, okay, I'll be at the club at Miami's birthday party, Leon Miami's birthday Halloween party. Let's get it rolling. That's all you had to say. As a man, that's all you had to say. Because if another man said what he said, if a gay man, unfortunately, this is all unfortunately, because, you know, we live in a world where dudes be scared of sexualities, but if a gay man has said what he said to DJ Academics, to some other straight man who really had smoke for men and all that, they would have been like, oh yeah, I'll be at a party. Bet. Say less. That's all you had to say. I'll see you then. Okay? And I get it, because Saucy Santana, he may have the Chanel bags, the fucking extendo nails, but as a grown fucking man at the end of the day. Okay, a big ass grown fucking man, he would probably mop the floor with DJ Academics, so I get it. But I just feel like that's all it is. Like, DJ Academics is scary. Like, he's never going to step to a man. It's always going to be a woman, like, because you've proven that. Because you wouldn't even step to a gay man and fight him. Which, I mean, a gay man is still a man, but it's like, you wouldn't even fight him. So you're scared. You're scary, and it's showing. Your scariness is showing. And this brings me to the whole Funny Marco, G Herbo. I don't know who that dude is. That dude is Young Miami's baby daddy. And so how they were on the show, and this is funny, this all ties in together. And this is what I mean by saying a man would have just stepped. And so they were on the show, and they were like fucking with Funny Marco. Like, it just at one point wasn't funny. They like broke something of his. Like, it just wasn't funny at one point. And so he just did an interview with Chris Brown, and Chris Brown was like, why are you letting them niggas play with you? Like, why did you not, like, you just let them play in your face? And he was basically like, that I wouldn't have done that. Like, like, he just was basically saying how he didn't like it. Chris was basically saying what we were all thinking, because so many people had commented saying they didn't like what had happened on the show. Like, Funny Marco, he be joking, but he's really respectful of his guest. And so a lot of people were saying they didn't like it. And so, of course, G Herbo was like, Chris, you know, you trying to fight, like, da 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 da. That's what DJ Academics should have done. As soon as Saucy tested him and said something about him, he should have just been like, okay, let's pull up. But you're scared. That's why you only talk about women, because you're scared. You're a scaredy cat. Get it together. So, I don't know, y'all. I hate DJ Academics. I've never liked that man a day in my fucking life. The same thing I said about The Breakfast Club and Charlamagne last week is the same way I fucking feel about DJ Academics. I don't fucking like you. Okay. So, next topic. This is, speaking of last week, this is what I was going to talk about last week. Did we hear? Hold on. Did we hear about Dwight Howard, y'all? Let's talk about it. So, basically, something came out with Dwight Howard. Say basically one more time. I was about to immediately say it. So, a man came out and was like, yeah, I went to Dwight Howard's house and he sexually assaulted me. Trigger warning. I'm so sorry. But basically, this is the funny part. This is the only part I really want to talk about now, because it's happened so long ago. Dwight Howard's basically like, I don't have to explain where I put my wood at to y'all. And you know what? Facts. Because I don't care. I feel like the only people who care about where Dwight Howard's put his wood at is other men. And that tells me everything I need to know about y'all. Because why do you care so much? Okay. So, yeah. I just thought that was crazy, because he said some dude came out in a bunny suit or some shit like that. And his name was like, it was like Kiki or something like that. And I'm like, oh my God, where Kiki come from? I don't know. He's basically saying that, like, he's suing him for, like, I think the time frame for sexual assault ran out or something like that, because I don't know. He's like suing him in like civil court. Like, he wasn't like arrested. And he's basically like, Dwight was trying to have a threesome with me and I didn't want to do that. Like, blase. Dwight was like, he knew what it was when he came over there. So yeah. Is this a known thing? Like, did we know Dwight Howard messed with dude? Like, I don't know if he swing both sides. Do we know anything about this previously? Is this a thing? Am I just not catching on? Because I'm trying to think of, like, was he married? I don't know. But yeah, basically, that's what happened. And he's getting sued now. But Dwight Howard's trying to have it thrown out because he was like, he knew what it was when he got there. Like, that's not true at all. You know, blase. But yeah, I think what just came surprises me is, like, I ain't never heard anything about Dwight Howard's dating life ever. So it just kind of took me off guard. Like, y'all know me, I don't care regardless, but it just took me off guard. I was like, man, so what about Dwight Howard? So you know how to bring it up. You know how to talk about it. I feel like because I've skipped one episode, I don't know. I just feel like there was so much shit built up that I wanted to talk about. And I'm like, why have I not gotten to all this stuff? I don't know. What else? Jason Lee. If you don't know who Jason Lee is, he does that Hollywood News page. And for that, so Jason Lee originally started Hollywood Unlocked, and it's basically like the Shade Room, but not the Shade Room. It's Hollywood Unlocked. And now he has his show. I'm so sorry. Now he has a show called The Jason Lee Show. I think you can watch it on YouTube. And Jason Lee has always been a figure of, like, basically like the Shade Room, TMZ. Like, if you don't know who Jason Lee is, he is the person who broke the Tristan Thompson and Jordan Woods story. He apparently was at the party himself and saw I'm using saw with quotation marks because, you know, there is two truths and there's so many sides of the story and then what would really happen. So he is basically like who saw the incident. And so he's basically known for that. Like, that is what he does. Like I said, Shade Room, but different. But now he has this show, The Jason Lee Show. And when I tell you, this man gets the interviews. He got Krishan Rock right after interviewing Blueface and that girl he's with now. He's had Cardi B, Young Miami. Like, he's had everybody. He's done really freaking good interviews. But here's my problem with people who have platforms like that. There's no real journalism behind it. So I watch Jessie Woo on YouTube. Jessie Woo she's Haitian. She's a black woman. Well, she's Haitian American, black, but she went to school for journalism. Like, she is a journalist at heart. Like, her job is journalism. She worked for the Real Housewives. She's done Love and Hip Hop. I'm trying to think what else. She's basically done it all. I think she helps with this other show currently right now too, that kind of gives, like, you know, they give their opinions on pop culture, blase. She sings. She has a song out right now. It's really good. But she also has a YouTube channel where she gives, like, kind of podcast commentary on everyday thing. That lady is a journalist. That lady can have constructive conversations. She's interviewed a couple of people from past Love is Blind seasons. Like, she is, okay, she knows what she's doing. Jason Lee gets these crazy interviews, and he sometimes either lets the celebrity run the interview or he just talks about himself the whole time. And I'm just like, the interviews that you have, like, I think Carisha Please, her show is the best show that I've seen someone actually interview these people, actually ask the questions people want to hear, and get real good stories from these people. Like, he interviewed Krishan, and, like, none of it made sense. Like, he was trying to ask her about, like, this and that, but none of it really made any type of sense. Like, and then his Cardi B interview is what got me into it, to, like, look at his interview style. His Cardi B interview, he talked about himself the whole time. Like, he will interrupt people and, like, talk about himself. I think he's gotten a little bit better now. Like, with the Krishan interview, you could tell that he was trying to not do that. Like, she would ask him a question. Like, Krishan was trying to run that interview, and so she would ask him a question and he would, like, deflect it. So I do think, I mean, I think he knows what the fuck he's doing, but, like, he just doesn't do a good job at it. And it's like, it's always the people with like the largest of platforms because, you know, they've either done it for a really long time. I do think an aspect of it is that Jason Lee has done this for a really long time. He's been around celebrities for a really long time. And so he feels too comfortable with them almost to not do an interview. It's like two friends sitting down and drinking instead of a proper interview. When that's what people actually want. People want a proper interview. They want you to ask the questions so we can get the answers. But when the answers are tied up in like a back and forth banter and you telling your story and you've cut them off and told your story now for like 5 minutes. So now I don't even remember what the question was, nor do I care for the answer because you just talked about yourself. It's just like, oh my God. And I feel like people tell me all the time, you need to have a guest. You need to have a guest. Having a guest is great, cool, and dandy. But if you don't know how to properly interview someone, having a guest means nothing. Absolutely, utterly nothing. If you don't know how to properly interview, let people answer. And then because also like you can plan questions out for an interview with someone, but you don't know what they're going to say back to you. So like, you have to also now be able to bounce back of what they just said back to you. And so, yeah, it just annoys me because I'm like, give Jessie Woo the show. If you don't watch Jessie Woo's YouTube and you like commentary on like Love is Blind, pop culture, go watch her YouTube. She's so good. So freaking good. She's so funny. There's a lot of singing because she's like a singer first. And the way she incorporates singing into like what she's talking about is absolutely insane. I would do that too if my voice sounded like that. But yeah, like Jason, did you go? I need to look that up. I think I also have a salty taste in my mouth because of how he acted when he broke the Jordyn Woods Tristan Thompson interview. He was like trying to act like he was some like Kardashian savior because he had this information or whatever. And it's like, no one cares. But yeah, those are all the things I wanted to talk about today. I know this episode is probably going to be funny. I know you guys are going to be laughing, but it's going to be a lot of rambling. So I apologize, but let's just go ahead and get right into this week's Song of the Week. If you guys know one thing about me, then you'll know my toxic trait is that I do listen to T Grizzly, like not ironically, like I really listen to his music and I really enjoy his music. Well, he just came out with a new album. Okay. What's it called? I feel like my favorite part, y'all want to know my favorite part of Song of the Week is like pulling up my phone to like look and see what I'm going to tell you guys. I don't know why that's not my favorite part. Usually I have it written down, but sometimes I just wing it and like we'll pull up my phone and I don't know why that just brings me so much joy inside. I don't know. But it's called T's Coney Island. And it came out 2, 3. I don't know when it came out. Actually, don't even worry about that. I don't know. But my favorite song off the album is One of One. So freaking good. And like I said, I love T Grizzly. I love his music. I'm enjoying this album. He even brought MGK back to actual rapping and not whatever the fuck he was trying to do before with his rap career. So yeah, that's my Song of the Week. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know it was rambly and the editing is not going to be the best because it's just going to be a really quick turnaround with this one. It's going to be a little raw, a little emotional, a little raw. So you guys just have to deal with that. But as always, I'm going to tell you guys where to find me. Actually, wait, before I tell you guys where to find me, make sure you are following us wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure you follow. If you want to have automatic downloads turned on, that helps a girl out too. Rate, review on Spotify. You can like answer the poll, do whatever you gotta do, share, repost, all of it. And for those who do that every single week, thank you so much. You know how much I love you. And yeah, where to find me? The Instagram is istm.podcast. All my socials are just under all my name. And I will see you guys next week. Oh, wait, no, that's not right. I love you guys, and I will see you next week.